So the first thing is social relationship. So we always live social relationship everywhere, always in the university, in a pub, in a bar, on the streets. So the first link is how emotion influence the social relationship between people. And the other link is if we observe the form of social relationship that we experience in our course, what was the influence of the emotion in the social relationship? Okay, can you understand more or less? Mm-hmm. So then we talk a little bit about social relationship, and then we talk about way of teaching. Mm-hmm. So we divide the way of teaching into two guidelines, two thought. Mm-hmm. To thought. The humanistic way, a scientific way. Mm-hmm. I think that are not so exact, that are not correct, but we divide humanistic way, that is this way of teaching. It's like your way of teaching, the way of teaching that we experience in your course. Maybe you don't agree, but we think that this humanistic way of teaching has an objective. This objective is the emotional participation of the people. Mm-hmm. The other way of teaching is the scientific way of teaching. Mm-hmm. And the role of emotional participation is not an objective, but it's just an effect. Understand? Mm-hmm. So there is a little difference, mm-hmm. but it's a big difference at least. Yes. So emotional participation as an objective in the humanistic way of mm-hmm. teaching, like yours, and emotional participation as an effect. You're not.
No, I was thinking of sending this to Mario Rinvolo. Go ahead.
Okay, emotional participation as an effect, like in this scientific way. So, this different role of the emotional participation influence the social relationship. Mm-hmm. So, in your course, there is, I think, great emotional participation. When you ask to the students, try to talk, let's talk, let's speak, don't worry.
Learner-centered sort of strategy. Learner-centered sort of strategy rather than teacher-centered.
Okay. And all the people feel emotion and feel and all the fears, all the emotion, the bad emotion come out. Mm-hmm. And all the people, and the worst thing is that all the students feel that they don't know nothing. Mm-hmm. But I'm not able to answer. I don't know English. I don't know the way to express. Mm-hmm. These are just fears.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think that in this humanistic way there is a great emotional participation, and it's an objective. What we underline.
Okay.
What we underline this humanistic way, it's that knowledge of the student. Okay, complete. It's not important the knowledge of the students in your course, but it's important just the will to learn. That's make the difference, because can I read this just two lines?
Yes.
The concept of participation, of the emotional participation, it's completely independent from the real knowledge of the students. Mm-hmm. Teacher wants an active participation in terms of more contacts between himself and the student, and also between students, peer-to-peer. So it's important that participation, the concept of emotional participation, it's completely independent from the real knowledge of the students. Mm-hmm. It's not important that the student know.
Okay. I like this concept.
I give the hand, I give the ball.
The floor.
It's like a mystic final.
Okay,
Okay, we think that probably if people, like in a humanistic way, are able to overpass the emotional walls independently of their knowledge, they are going to learn something. Okay, wait, listen. We don't know exactly about what. We don't know exactly about what. Understand? You didn't understand. Repeat. We think that probably if people, like in the humanistic way, are able to overpass the emotional walls independently of their knowledge, they are going to learn something. Okay? We don't know exactly about what. It can be something universal and absolute that exists beyond all the information that we learn in our life. This is just a question, because it's not possible to express with ordinary words the nature of this kind of knowledge.
All right.
You didn't like
It's very deep.
It's shocking.
It's deep.
No,
I think that this is full of errors. We are sure. No. This I'm pretty sure that because we didn't check too much. It's a homemade word.
The emotional one depends on the mother, going to learn something. Okay. No.
Okay.
No.